Well, welcome everybody. This is season one, session 23 of Bridging Generations with Howard Snooks. And I am Howard. And this is my guest for today. His name is Daddu Pal. Welcome,
Correct.
Daddu.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you for having me on your
You're,
podcast.
you're
I'm
welcome.
quite
And
exciting.
it will be fun,
Eh,
and we'll get into some fun stuff.
Thank you.
I always start with a dad joke, and I always
Okay.
try to make it somehow related to my guest. So we'll see how this works.
Okay.
So my dad joke is, why did the yogi refuse fast food?
Oh, um, I don't know what the fast food is, so how to
Okay.
answer, but
Well,
I guess
yeah.
the food, the word fast came because the in after the industrial revolution. But I guess there was a fast food. Yogi eat khichdi and that kind of. But when I was growing up in a school or college, we
Mhm.
eat khichdi a lot, or dal and rice in India, and that kind of fast food. But
It
it's
is.
healthy.
So, but why did he refuse it? This is just a joke. This is just
I,
a
I
dad
don't
joke.
think they refuse, they eat, but
Okay.
they don't have these ones.
Well, he heard it was bad for his dosha.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that could be.
Okay, so we have started off with
Okay.
an Ayurvedic joke.
Okay, yes.
And there's a reason why. So tell us why, Dadu. I started with an Ayurvedic
Oh,
joke.
yes. So as I told me my name, I am a Daddu Paul, kind of a lineage of a yogi, Ayurvedic practitioner. My grandfather was an Ayurvedic doctor and
Wow.
one of the kind of those people first who are translating that Sanskrit um, um, sutras, we call them,
Uh-huh.
Sanskrit, a book of Ayurvedic in Hindi and then later got translated in English. And he was a practitioner of Ayurvedic medicines.
Your
So
grandfather.
my grandfather,
Where did he practice?
uh, a city called Varanasi.
I've heard of
I think
Varanasi.
pronounced like in the British pronounce a different way. We pronounce in my language will be Varanasi. So Varanasi, I would say, and it's a holy pilgrim center. It's a
A
Hindu
pilgrim
Buddhist.
center.
Yes,
Okay.
one of the probably one of those old living cities on the
Really?
planet.
Really?
It's got a history around 5,000 years, written one before, we don't know, but that's the history. If you go
Wow.
in in the museum there, you will find the history of that place.
Wow.
So sorry, I'm a little bit gone away from your question. The,
But well, I like this because, one of my claims to fame is I'm from this ancient pioneer family here in Colorado. But
yes,
that means they came in 1859. So that is
right.
nowhere near 5,000 years
Yeah.
ago.
So I was answering that why you made an Ayurvedic joke. I am a Ayurvedic practitioner, which I can say like that way. I help to people maintenance or gain their wellness, or level of wellness they want using Ayurvedic tools, philosophies, medicines, idea, lifestyle, understanding prakriti, elements in them, doshas you talk about. There's a lot of word.
Yeah. What
I'm
does dosha mean?
learning that how to explain easier.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes, sometimes it's totally new word. Even the what is Ayurveda is what is Ayurveda,
Right.
So then what is in there? What Ayurveda is like one of the healing or wellness maintenance on or being a lifestyle practices, holistic
Yes.
approach, and is kind of around 5,000 years old too, or maybe more. But that's the the philosophy or science, you can say. And it's a Sanskrit word. Ayur means
A Sanskrit word.
a
Yeah.
Sanskrit word.
Mhm.
Ayur means health, and Veda means knowledge or information. So it's science of life, you can say.
See, this
Yeah.
is very helpful already.
Yeah.
I can tell already. We're going to go places here.
Yes.
today.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, do you
So
know-
I practice that, and I have a place in Boulder called Therapeutic Ayurveda Center, and I practice Abhyanga massage or therapeutic massage. So my title here in US is massage therapist and
Massage therapist,
Ayurvedic
okay.
practitioner. Yeah.
all right. Well, do you know why your grandfather decided to enter into this practice? Did he ever tell you?
That is quite interesting question, actually. I don't know. I think I know his early career. I have not seen him. He was a mud wrestler. It's called Pahlanwani. Pahlanwani. It's kind of people wrestling on the mud,
Wrestling in the mud.
on the
Okay.
dirt, the mud.
Uh-huh.
And he was at those time a national champion, and
Wow.
and same time was practicing Ayurvedic practitioner. I think why he started, I have no idea, but he find out that these the Ayurvedic philosophy and lifestyle and medicines, even pain oil from that, can help a lot of people to balance their wellness plus come out of from the pain. Probably they are wrestling, like tiredness,
right.
wear and tear.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
he used them, and then when he got, probably wrestling is maybe a certain type of age you can do, and then you can't qualify or you're getting old. So then he started practicing more with local universities, college, university, call them. And then he started teaching there, and then he had a organic farm. He created a farm where he can grow all the herbs, medicines, and people can come learn what is that, and harvest, and what's you can use for how to from those book from Vedic Shastra. So I think I know that part. I don't know early of his life why he started.
Hmm.
Um,
Now, did you say you never did know him, or did you know him?
oh no, I know. I
Oh.
grown up with him.
Oh, you
How
grew up
could I
with, you were raised by
I
him.
raised by him,
Ah,
so
and just your grandfather.
Oh, my parents too, but my father was engineer, mechanical engineer, so he was always away on the work.
I
So
see.
yeah, mostly we grown up in India in the big families, like all my aunts, aunties, huge house. Yeah,
And everyone lived. And everyone lived.
and
in the same
everyone
house?
lives together
Oh,
in the
really?
house. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
And did you have a grandmother as well?
I had a grandmother too. Yeah. My grandmother passed away early in my life. Maybe I was in junior high school, so I don't have that much story about her. But I know she was tough grandmother.
Tough.
Yeah,
Well,
she's a kind of like accounting of household. So
right.
like what's called that manager. So probably she had to be tough.
With an iron fist.
Iron fist. Yeah.
Well, one thing, my friends from India whom I've known have always described their families as very close, always very large, and there's lots of opinions about what young people should do in these families. Strong opinions about who you should marry, what you should do. Just lots of ideas about.
Yeah.
Is that your situation?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about it.
How to start? Where to start with that?
Well, I know you're married.
I'm married. I live in Boulder, Colorado. I have a American wife who is grown up here. She's not Indian. She's a totally.
She's very nice.
She's very nice.
She's
yeah.
a very nice person.
But I think I come from very, I would say, the area of India who live in different way. I would say very family oriented together, but also traditions, and it's like the place I call where I grew up, Varanasi, is a kind of very much Hindu, philosophy and idea, lifestyles center, and so people live very traditional way, and they have been living that way for thousands of years, I guess, or more. So that's where they think the life is better that way, and they don't know other way. Actually, they have never practiced. So,
Right.
so for my how I got escape, maybe, I don't know. So I think I come from a little bit educated family, but they live in tradition. So I will be the first person who's out of in my village, probably out of village means out of far away in a different country. But they understand that the nature of modern life is slowly changing, and my mom probably made a little kind of like thinking like this is not gonna work, what kind of things. But then she opened too, and my mom is not educated, but my father, my grandfather, all quite educated, engineer, they were lawyer, all kind of family, so they know what is good for my mom. She know what it has been good for her, so they think that's good for everyone. But anyway, they are open now, and I think they're changing, but the tradition is quite strong and it's still there.
Where did you marry?
We got actually we married here and in India, and my parents threw a big party, and there was 700 guests.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
What could I tell you a story about
Yeah.
someone I know who's from India? Excuse me. When I was practicing as a psychotherapist, I worked part-time at the university here at CU in the psychiatry department. So I ran these group therapy sessions for STEM students. So science, technology, engineering, math. That's what STEM stands for. And they're all graduate students. So one of the fellows who was in there, he was from India, and he was in physics, right? A PhD student in physics. Well, he got notice one day from his parents that they had found a wife for him.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh no!" He was just like, "What am I going to do? I'm here in the PhD program."
Yeah.
And he worried about this. And he said, "Here's the thing. My older brother has already married for love, and I have to do this. I have to obey my parents if I'm getting married." So worry. Then one day he comes, he's smiling. He says, "I met her. We did a video chat. She's beautiful, and she's so smart." He said, "My parents thought about what I might like, and they were right. So I'm very happy." And so we all of us in the group were invited to the wedding.
Okay.
It goes on for a week or so. I mean, none of us could make it, but it was really charming. To be invited to that.
Yeah.
And he returned to the group after he'd been married. He took a brief leave from his doctoral program, and she came with him. And so she is, I don't know if she's still, it's been a few years, so she's probably not here now.
Right.
But I've always loved that story about he was just so worried about what it would be like. But
my brother who's after me, he's married in the traditional way. So like, of course, I don't know my parents' wedding, but I know some aunts, or all others, and I don't know how that worked. But I know this one very clear because it was my.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So my when my brother got engaged, my parents and all family, all relatives put them together. They introduced them. My sisters too. The same way. I have two sisters who has been married that way, and they introduced.
Four children altogether.
We are 5 together.
5, okay.
Yeah. 5. So when they got introduced, it's not like you we call them arranged marriage, like in the Western way. We don't have such a word, maybe in India. But they got to introduce each other, and they meet, and they talk, and and it's not like this is only one person you met.
Right.
They introduce others. Maybe they don't match. First they have to like
Right.
a little bit chemistry have to
Right.
match.
Right.
Second, they have to then they start talking and see if they slowly get together a little bit closer in probably emotional side, and then they will get married. So there's a process, and both side family will support that happen.
Right. Right.
Bring them on event together, take them to market, whatever they do. There's so many things they will do. Then they so slowly we'll do same things here. I guess in the West here, you meet someone, you go on a date, and then you know each other, and then get to know each other more and more, and then say, oh, this is can be fun, and so that's the emotional attachment of probably a love, care, or marriage. There's the other side. There's a lust. There's a fantasy. There's all kind of things there too, but those ones here too, and there's those don't make to wedding marriage, I guess. So I think it's same both side. It's just different approach a little bit.
Right.
The one thing I like that in India we don't have their marriage counseling thing. I learning these new things, here because of course, you go things and then I have to understand your wife, your husband, and then they're gone to marriage counseling. Maybe my wife sometimes, maybe we should go check that out. I say, well, we need a really proper problem for that. But then I learn what is marriage counseling is, what is support. In India, they don't have that at all. I'm not saying all the marriages are happy there.
Right.
But most of the time, what I noticed that because they were introduced from both sides of family, all they know each other too. My aunts will know my wife aunts, and they talk.
Right.
My uncle will know the uncle.
Right.
They will talk, and they know we having a problem. A problem mostly like with your life, like finance, something you disagree, something. What kind of problem marriage couple get, So they will support.
Right. The support is
It can be like, we got kids or children who gonna take care, how they're doing. They support. Then they plan that behind the scene, and they also support that how they're gonna talk about. So you can be very mad on your partner, but your family will counseling you, showing what's the best side of your partner. When you're mad, you don't see, but my mom will tell me. My mom don't speak English at all, but she have spent time with my wife, and she will, I'm not happy. And she tell me what she's good about, and I think, how you know? Because I know, I see how she's good. So it's kind of counseling, like supporting,
Very much so.
And they go sometimes deeper if you need to go. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot to be said for arranged marriages.
A lot to be said. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I'm learning too. I'm not saying that I was.
Excuse me.
I'm not saying that was always. I see always like that. I saw when I was growing up different way. I thought, oh my God, that's terrible things. People been forced to marry. They don't know each other. I don't know what to do. How I want to spend time with someone. I think it was probably from my fear, scared, and probably other lost life, probably in the school or college. So,
What were you scared of?
This is so bad. I mean, we started watching all different movies. Like love movies mostly, or action, Hollywood, Bollywood, all kind of things. And there are lots of love story. So you want to create your own love story, probably those fantasy. But scared of like how this is not gonna, like something like, how is this gonna work, arranged marriage, like not knowing someone I'm gonna marry. So, but then later I learned now in my life, actually that Like I don't know how many population of India, like 1.43 billion people, and billion people are married, and they still married, and they
Right.
still together.
Yeah.
And I go travel and meet all part of India, go on the train, plane, I meet and just talk, and they're happy.
Yeah.
Somehow they find a medium, they're happy, and they're
Well,
like,
there's 5,000 plus years to sort of get this down just right. It seems
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah, it's changing, but yes, they are somehow find a medium of being. Yeah.
Well, I know in the United States, if a couple is Catholic, then they're required to have some premarital counseling with a priest.
Mm.
If they're want to be married in a Catholic ceremony, that's
Right,
required.
right,
And I know I was not raised a Catholic, but
right.
my older sister she was engaged to this one guy. And
Yeah.
she decided she didn't want to marry him. And this other guy that had been her boyfriend previously said, don't marry him, I want to. And so she decided to marry the first guy. And so they were married in a Presbyterian church. My parents were Presbyterian. And the minister met with them beforehand. And at the end, he said, he turned to my sister, he said, if I didn't know your parents so well, I would say, get out of here. I'm not going to marry you.
Right.
But because my brother-in-law was sort of a rebellious guy,
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
a smart aleck.
Yeah.
Stuff. I mean, the marriage lasted, my sister died, passed away, but they'd been married, I think, for 40 years.
Yeah.
So it was successful.
It's
but
successful,
it
yeah.
didn't look like it was.
It-
My parents were sort of disturbed.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think people know somehow. They have a
Yeah.
chemistry. They get
Yeah.
in kind of I say word like the kind of level of emotional level of understanding.
Mhm.
And that's, I think, the beautiful way of your podcast, connecting the bridge between the generation, but bridge
Yes.
between two people.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think and then it apply for all kind of relationship, but also very important on the couple, I guess. Yeah.
Well, tell me this, in terms of generation.
Yeah.
Were you considered rebellious for moving to the United States? Was that a difficult thing to negotiate with your family, or how did that work?
I say like I recently, when there was a wedding party at my parents' farm, and
Now, did you meet your wife in India or here in the United States?
in London, in England.
In London. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's a whole story,
I'm sure.
So I was also surprised, like how many people show up on our wedding in India and my parents' farm, on the farm, 700 people, and I thought there will be some rejections, and they rejections.
Oh, okay.
Rejecting these things, because I'm the first one who marry, not out of caste, out of race, out of religious, out of everything, in the whole village or whole my
Oh.
community. There's nobody have done that. I'm the
Oh,
first one who actually living away too,
wow.
from my community where I come from. So I thought there will be my parents had a fear and I had a little bit understanding, but I thought, there's a life I'm living and I'm gonna go with that. And because of the society or system we are in, because they want to leave us like that, it's not right. So I was in that phase probably early of my life in there. But when I saw that wedding party and meeting this 700 people, all of our relatives came, my aunt, uncle, all came and live on the farm everywhere. And like some like hundreds of people living on the farm, and others just come up for
Wow.
the wedding was 5 days. So there was like 3 days big party and 5 days parties going on. And lots of things I learned too at the same time, like what is this about? But rituals, because I don't know, I've not gone through, and the details of priest explaining what is that. But point is like I think the fear of the word rebellions. Yes, I would say I was, and probably out of fear, out of rejections. But then I see they open up. Of course, they make all, probably I have never heard, but I am assuming they were making talking like, oh, what is doing, my all uncle, aunts, all kind of people, they get in fear because they got kids too, and they're gonna see what I'm doing, so they're gonna have a had problem if their kids start following me, right? So I think
Oh,
out of that
yeah.
fear they start
Right.
seeing
The Pied Piper.
Piper, yeah, the Piper. So yes, that is the one I think. Yeah, that was probably my fear, and but I think the wedding party my parents saw it. It really removed everything, and my whole relative came and give a big hug, lots of Indian give a lots of gift the whole wedding.
Mhm.
They spend time, we dance every night there.
It's a festival.
It's a
country
festival.
of festival.
Exactly, yeah. And like different color for different things,
Yes,
the wedding
the colors.
colors, cloth they have, and so I noticed that there is a lots of love around that, and a lots of care and enjoyment, so I think I am in the phase now and a blessing. But yes, maybe I gone through that rebellion phase. I have gone through that journey.
Something made a difference for you to be the guy who took that step.
Yeah, maybe.
But were you an Ayurvedic practitioner at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have also a business in Goa. There's a place, a state called Goa in India, and it's on the Arabian Sea. It's a beautiful place with a tropical, beautiful beaches, sandy beaches, and I spend I lived there for 10 years, and I have a place called Goa Healing Center. It's like an Ayurvedic center. We do a lots of like an Ayurvedic clinic. I think people who are listening, they will know what is that. It's like I do a lots of detox, reset, panchakarma, all kind of things.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, what was your question?
Well, I asked if you were an Ayurvedic practitioner at the time you married.
Yes.
And yes. The
Yes.
answer is yes. And
Yeah, I've been Ayurvedic practice. I did my education as a physiotherapist, because when I was in the college, of course, I'm living with my grandfather, but my parents, my father especially, thought I was never gonna survive because that is going. Nobody eating those grass medicines. And so he said, you need a proper professor. But I said, my grandfather was a wrestler, so I was going to those wrestling, we call it akara, but there's a place where you go, you do all the exercise, you learn how to do, there's a trick, like a judo or kind of thing.
This is a really interesting new side to you that I didn't know about.
So I go there as a growing up, so then I learn how he's fixing other people while they are doing. So I was always interested, and I learned all this technique without any plan, without any do, because he will ask me, hey, can you massage my shoulder? Can you do this, So then when I went to college, and then I thought, actually, I know this. Maybe I don't know the name, the word, but I know how the anatomy, physiology, nervous system, how it is working. And so then I went to study. It was easier, so I can do 2 programs together. Because probably we don't know the Ayurveda or Ayurvedic will be something coming up. And I'm talking about 2008, 7. Now, thank God, I mean, the wellness industry around holistic approach grown up. Becoming more and more and more.
Very true.
And I think a COVID pandemic brought it more. People want to learn want to know what they're eating, how the body work around that. Yeah. So fast food.
Yeah. And you're living in one of these areas of the United States for such holistic
Such a good
practices.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah. That was one
accepted.
reason
Yes.
we live here,
Yeah.
because I thought the people know these things and they want to practice more.
Where's your wife from?
She's grown up in Oregon.
Another center for
Another
holistic
one.
practice.
Yeah. She's grown in Southern Oregon. Well, I don't know a lot about the family yet.
Mhm.
I'm learning.
How long have you been married?
We've been together for 11 years now and married. We married actually 3 times. So,
Three, not two,
5,
but-
6 years now.
Oh,
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, we married in our family, traditional that
Right.
way in Oregon,
Right.
in the forest.
Oh,
I'm making joke probably. I hope this is not gonna hear, like kind of sorry, or kind of that way.
right.
In that tradition, and there's a priest from the church and all kind of things. But in the park, like her mother more natural believer nature, so her father is more. Her father actually don't believe any religious, I guess. He's just a good guy. So I think they did a good job with their. Yeah.
Right. So, how old are you, by the way?
I am 40.
40 years old.
Yeah.
Well, I have 2 children, and one is 40, the other is 43.
Mm-hmm.
So we're exactly one generation apart.
Right. Yeah. I like the subject you choose because
Yeah, tell me
I-
a story about.
I like I have been gone from the area I grown up for years. Like when I was in college, when I was in high school, I left my parents' farm mostly, and then and then come back here, go there, and I have seen the changes, and I've seen that lifestyle has changed between the generations, and people are in India are getting a different level of modern, and the language is changing, the
Really?
emotional connection is changing too. So we used to have like when I was growing up, if any problem happened or any solution or discussions or any suggestion I need, I will go to my grandfather, because maybe my father is a little bit tough and maybe he won't give me the money or suggestion or support or get an idea. I need someone who can more understand. So people will go, not only me, those generation, they will have a very close relationship to their grandfather or grandmother. And I think it's gone now. The parents are very close to their children, but also I think language and cloth are changes. Like I never wear the cloth. My grandfather never wear the cloth of what I am wearing, but this cloth are universal. Like anywhere you go in the world, they wear now. And the new one even have a different cloth. I think the social media is also influencing, good and bad way, but very good way too. But I think a gap between there's a understanding between different generation becoming a little bit maybe less probably, but not wise way. So there's a less gap, I would say, right? Like you will hang out with your children or your son, like you're trying to be cool guy, probably trying to watch same movie what they're watching, trying to do.
Right.
And I think getting less and less, and those guys are also have all the access now for all the information. But sometimes I think we need someone older or younger to say, hey, everything gonna be all right. Yeah.
When I was a child, I knew my great grandparents as well.
Right.
So they were.
Yeah.
and they
How
seemed
was
like-
that?
Well, they seemed like the oldest people in the world to me. And they were old pioneer ranchers. So they lived this really hardy ranch life.
Right.
And everyone in town knew them because they were these early pioneers. And everyone called them Old Grandma and Old Grandpa Snooks, as opposed to my grandparents who were just Grandma and Grandpa. But
Yeah.
everyone in town called them Old Grandma and Old Grandpa.
That's what they used to call all over the world, India too.
Yeah.
You just call them, you don't know whose grandpa
Right.
is. Yeah.
But no, they
So-
were very interesting. And I wish, like they died when I was 8 and 9 when they both died. And I wish I, had the thoughts about what I needed to know from them at that
Yeah.
point. I didn't really know at the time.
Yeah.
So I just kind of looked at them and wonder,
Yeah, that's I think the bridging between generation is somehow because everyone is so mature so quickly.
Interesting.
I think maturity level is so high. I mean, not physical, but also like emotional side, everything.
You think they're more mature? You think that,
I think they are more mature, but the
Interesting.
problem is with that, they make all this strong decision, but also the enjoyment is going away. The joy of life is going away because of maturity. So they have to be very responsible. They don't want to make mistakes, and I think it's been even the young who are teenager or around that, they've been expected to do really good, no mistake, and they don't want to do. I was allowed to do mistake. Probably you were too. And they were expecting, they were shouting at us, but they were expecting he's gonna go do some naughty things, Now I think they don't expect that. They don't want how can you drove this car out of that things? Yeah.
So are you saying that you think that there's an inhibition nowadays among younger people? I mean, one thing is that people always talk about is no one goes on dates anymore. People just sort of stay home and the boys play on, on their gaming.
Yeah.
And there's no one goes out to bars.
No one going, no
Right.
one goes. I think people are becoming good things. They're becoming polite, right? And the politeness, but they're getting a lots of information like from our podcast and YouTube or all the social medias, but they're not that open to communicate, to talk.
Okay.
And I think also probably is making them more introverted somehow.
Interesting. And you're talking about the generation
Like,
below you.
Below
that you,
me.
That you could actually be their father or their uncle. At
Yeah,
least,
exactly.
At age
Yeah.
40, you could
Yeah.
have someone who's 20 years old, who's
Yeah.
a child.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, your observations about this.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that there definitely people are getting married less frequently. There definitely are fewer children being born. Like neither.
So why are they marrying less now?
Well, that is a very good question.
I think that's what I was trying to say, because they don't want to make mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I think they want to prove that they're not gonna make
Mhm.
mistake. Or of course, we have heard many times that the economical pressure, lifestyle, they can't survive this economic. Hey, the after World War II or later, there was bad economic. There's better now. There's a living standard gone really high all over the world. They have enough to survive. Everybody now, they don't need everything. They
Right.
But I think they probably the success is pressure.
Well, I know my two children are not optimistic about the future. And they both said, and neither of them have children, they said, I don't think it's a world that we should be bringing children into, which is that worries me, that concerns me.
Yeah.
And partly it concerns me because I'm not sure that they're not right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where things are going to go.
Right. This conversation going so good. I have to go next.
Say that again.
The time is a little bit running. I was thinking. So I have another appointment at 11:30. Yeah. We
So-
need to do another one
Yeah.
on this.
Yes. Well, this will be fun. Well, I appreciate your talking about your mentor, your grandfather.
Yeah.
And your grandfather was more approachable and was more understanding of you, it sounds like.
A lot more.
A lot more.
A lot more.
understanding.
Yeah. And
Is
sometimes
he still
maybe
living, by the way?
No, he was 99 and 7 months. So we were hoping that he's gonna be 100. We have thrown a
Yeah.
party, but it something happened, and
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother died at age 99.
Yeah.
And I was very close to her.
Right.
And my mother died 2 weeks before she turned 90. And we had this huge party planned.
Yeah.
And then she.
That was
Yeah.
that was we were going through. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome,
Daddu.
Howard. Thank
I
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Yeah, this is really fun.
Yeah.
And yes, we can do it again. That's one of the fun things about these podcasts. If you have a person come back again, you can.
Yeah.
It's just like it enlarges kind of the.
Yeah. I really appreciate that. That I think if this is a medium to reach more people who can understand the gap between generation, how to change that, and of course, become more friendly and become more vulnerable and allow.
I want to do my
Thank you
part
for
in
doing
this.
that. Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy that sits on my front porch and says, "You kids get off my lawn." I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. Get on the lawn and destroy it.
Do some
Yeah,
wrestle.
do something
some
that.
wrestling.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for
you're
having
welcome.
me. Yeah.